Number 25. Jim Carrey. When his family fell on tough times, they ended up living out of a van. He worked as a janitor while going to open mic nights in his time off and eventually landed the lead in Once Bitten. Number 24. Ben Franklin. He ran away from Boston at 17 and took a boat to New York City, after which he ended up walking to Philadelphia. He lived on the streets until his future wife's family took him in. Number 23. David Letterman. After moving to LA in 1975, he lived out of his truck until he got picked up writing jokes for comedian Jimmy Walker. Number 22. Colonel Harlan Sanders. Colonel Sanders, as the world has come to know him, was homeless for a vast majority of his life. He lived out of a car with his wife while he was trying to convince restaurants to take his chicken recipe. Number 21. Sylvester Stallone. Stallone ended up living in a New York City bus station for 3 weeks after being evicted and even acted in an adult film while trying to get back on his feet. Number 20. Kelly Clarkson. Moving to LA from Texas, her apartment burned down on her first day in town. Because she didn't know anyone, she slept in her car until she made it big on Idol. Number 19. Tyler Perry. After his first theatrical production failed miserably, he lived out of his car and kept rewriting his script until it went big at the House of Blues. Number 18. Daniel Craig. Before landing the role of the most famous spy in history, Daniel couchsurfed and slept on park benches in London. Number 17. Halle Berry. Staying in New York to pursue her acting dreams even after she ran out of money, she lived in a homeless shelter prior to landing a role on ABC. Number 16. Jim Cramer. While working for the LA Herald-Examiner as a journalist, his house got robbed multiple times. As a result, he was forced to live out of his car for nearly a year before eventually becoming host of Mad Money. Number 15. Shania Twain. When she was a teenager, her mom moved her family to a shelter in Toronto so that they would have enough to eat, and as early as 8, she was already singing in bars for food. Number 14. Hilary Swank. Growing up in a trailer park, she headed to LA with her mom at 15. The two of them lived out of a car and booked auditions over payphones until Hilary managed to get some roles. Number 13. William Shatner. Although most people think landing a big role is their ticket to riches, as soon as Star Trek drew to a close, William found tough times and ended up living out of his truck. Number 12. Jennifer Lopez. After her parents disagreed with her decision to go to Hollywood, J-Lo ended up couchsurfing until she got her break first in Europe and then in LA. Number 11. Sam Worthington. Before signing up for Avatar and breaking several box office records, the Australian actor was living out of his car. Number 10. Sean Parker. Until launching PayPal, Parker lived a vagrant life, surfing on couches and freeloading wherever he could. Number 9. Jewel. Before making it big, Jewel's family lived in a house with no plumbing and she would write songs out of her van. Number 8. Djimon Hounsou. While in his teens, the African-born actor and model was homeless on the streets of Paris. Number 7. Dr. Phil McGraw. When he was younger, he lived out of a car with his dad until he eventually got a room at a downtown YMCA for $5 a week. Number 6. Drew Carey. He lived out of his car for 18 months while trying to get a spot on The Tonight Show. Number 5. Carmen Electra. In her early 20s, while she was still struggling to make ends meet, her boyfriend stole all her money and left. She recalls sitting in the 100-degree LA heat and just crying. Number 4. Cary Grant. Abandoned by his father at age 10 and with his mother in a mental institution, he spent his childhood in Southampton, England, taking jobs on the docks and sleeping in alleyways. Number 3. Kurt Cobain. Before becoming frontman of the rock band Nirvana, Kurt lived under a bridge and slept in hospital waiting rooms. Number 2. Suze Orman. Although these days she advises millions of people on their finances, not long ago she was living out of her van. And number 1. Heather Mills. Due to family issues, she was forced to live in a cardboard box near London Waterloo Station from the age of 14. If you liked the video you just saw, then feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel by using the orange button in the top right. And don't forget to go check out our website at list25.com for more awesome lists.